Okay. So last class I discussed actually uh, communication protocols. There are two types of communication protocol will be used in the microcontrollers or embedded systems. That is called SPI communication protocol and I2C communication protocol. So after that, the next topic is called study of SPI port on 89LP51 RD2. Now all of you studied 8051 ICs. Okay, some another IC, but all of you studied 40 pin IC is there. All pins are having different. It is used for different applications. The same way you have to study 89LP51 RD2. इसके पास जो भी SPI पोर्ट्स अवेलेबल है, ठीक है, वो पोर्ट्स के बारे में हमें पढ़ना ही है, क्योंकि कोई भी अगर डिवाइस आप कनेक्ट करना चाहते हैं तो यू कैन कनेक्ट थ्रू दिस पिन्स. So that's why we will see that what is 89LP51 RD2 in detail. So first we will see the features of 89LP51. Actually, what is the meaning of LP? LP indicates is low power mode. This IC is also working at low power modes. Now what is the feature of this microcontrollers? So this also microcontroller having 8051 family. How can you recognize that? Here 51 is written. It means that it belongs to the 8051 family. So with the help of 8051 architectures, manufacturer decided that 89LP51 RD2 a particular microcontrollers. These particular controllers having some different features rather than 8051 basics one. So now the first thing is it is a low power, high performance. Why it is low power? Since it is made up of CMOS technology. So all of you know about the CMOS things. What is the meaning of CMOS? Complementary metal oxide semiconductor. So if you are implementing anything with the CMOS technology, it will be used as a low power. Okay, so this microcontrollers, 8-bit 8051 microcontrollers is made up of CMOS technology with low power and high performance. In these microcontrollers, there are some flash memory. This flash memory vary will be 2 kilobytes to 64 kilobytes. Now you can tell that how can it will vary, since already the flash memory already inbuilt on the same ICs at the time of manufacturing. So there are variants are available, 89LP52 RD2, RD1, RD3, RD4 like that. So different variations having different memory. So this is a flash program memory. Now some devices may also support flash data memory. For separately, you know that for program memory and for data memory, ROM and RAM are available. Now a simple 4-wire SPI interface. I already talked about the SPI protocol, communication protocol. Who is not able to attend the class, either you can see the video lectures or you can attend the evening classes, so that I will discuss again. So actually in SPI protocol, what will happen? There are 4 pins are available. For communicating any devices with microcontrollers with SPI communication protocol, you need a 4 pin lines. Okay, that's why it is called 4-wire SPI interface. So now this is the enhanced version of 8051 architectures. In enhanced versions, what is the property of this 8051 actually? In these microcontrollers, single clock cycle per byte fetch. In one clock cycles, you can fetch 1 byte data. Okay. So now 12 clocks per machine cycles completely mode. Actually, what is happening? In 1 clock cycles, you can execute any instructions. That is called T states. 1 T states, 2 T states, 3 T states. अगर कोई इंस्ट्रक्शंस को एग्जीक्यूट करने में एक क्लॉक लग रही है उसको हम बोलते हैं 1 T states, 2 क्लॉक लग रही है 2 T states, 3 क्लॉक लग रही है 3 T states. When where you are combining these T states, you can get the machine cycles. So machine cycle independently that one operation. जैसे मान लो कि कोई कंट्रोलर से रीड ऑपरेशन कर रहा है तो रीड ऑपरेशन करने में कितनी क्लॉक साइकिल्स लगेगी, दैट इज कॉल्ड मशीन साइकिल्स. सेम वे राइट ऑपरेशन, ठीक है, आइदर मेमोरी रीड और मेमोरी राइट, इनपुट आउटपुट रीड और इनपुट आउटपुट राइट. तो दिस इज द बेसिक्स ऑफ मशीन साइकिल्स. सो फॉर एग्जीक्यूटिंग one machine cycle it will take 12 clocks. Okay, and what is the speed of that? Up to 20 MIPS. So 20 billion instructions per second it will execute at a frequency of 20 megahertz clock frequency. So see that 20 megahertz, if 20 megahertz frequency is there, with respect to you can able to calculate the time f equal to 1 by t or t equal to 1 by f. So with the help of this you can find the time. Within this time it will execute 20 million instructions per second. एक सेकंड में 20 million instructions execute करता है. So this is a more powerful than basic 8051. And also it is a fully static operation. So there are two types of operation in microcontrollers. One is static operation, another is dynamic operation. So what is the difference between static operation and dynamic operation? Anyone have any idea? What is the difference between static operation and dynamic operation? So see, you can see here it is written fully static operation. It means that the processor has a static core and data is stored in the static RAM rather than dynamic RAM. तो fully static operation का मतलब ये है कि जो भी प्रोसेसर काम करेगा और जो भी डेटा स्टोर करेगा, that data will be stored in the static RAM. So how the static RAM and dynamic RAM will differentiate it? So the static RAM actually based upon the flip-flops, but dynamic RAM is based upon the stored charge through the capacitors. कैपेसिटर से चार्जिंग होता है तो डाटा स्टोर होता है, डिस्चार्जिंग होता है, ठीक है, 1 और 0, चार्जिंग 1 एंड डिस्चार्जिंग 0. तो इस तरीके से हम क्या करते हैं, फुली स्टैटिक ऑपरेशंस में डायनामिक्स रैम की कोई रोल्स नहीं है. ओके, एंड द नेक्स्ट इज ऑन चिप 2 cycles हार्डवेयर मल्टीप्लायर. Already in this microcontroller 2 hardware multiplier is available. 16 cross 16 multiply accumulator units will be there. 256 into T internal RAMs will be there. So this 256 into 8, 16 into 16, this indicate the size of the hardware, size of the components. Okay, so next feature is called, we will discuss on chip memory 2 kilobyte expanded RAM. What is the meaning of 2 kilobyte expanded RAM, which is also called ERAM? See, whatever RAM is there in microcontrollers at the time of manufacturing, the size of RAM will be fixed. If size of RAM will be fixed, it means that you can't expand the RAM. But in this microcontroller, you have a feature, you can expand the RAM up to 2 kilobyte. Okay, so now again software selectable size. There are variant of sizes there, 0 to 56, 512, 168, 898. So this defines the different types of bytes. हम इस कंट्रोलर को कितने बाइट्स पे काम कराना चाहते हैं, एक क्लॉक साइकिल्स में कितना इंस्ट्रक्शंस एग्जीक्यूट करेगा, कितनी बाइट्स डेटा परफॉर्म करेगा, ऑपरेट करेगा, ठीक है, दैट विल बी डिसाइडेड. यू हैव टू सेलेक्ट. This is or your choice. With the help of software at the time of writing programs, you can select which one you want to select that, either 0 to 56, 512, 768, 1024, 1792, 2048. And also it has dual data pointers. And 4 level of interrupt priority. See that in microcontrollers, if microcontroller accepts the interrupts, different types of interrupts, then if more than one interrupts are there, we are going to define the number of interrupts. Or you can tell that we are going to define that priority of the interrupts. Let us consider you have a mobile phone. There are several features are there. Okay, कॉल आ सकता है, मैसेज आ सकता है, गेम खेल सकते हैं, वीडियो देख सकते हैं, एनीथिंग. बट इन ऑल द थिंग्स द हाईएस्ट प्रायोरिटी इज डिसाइडेड टू द कॉल. आप कोई भी काम करते रहो, कॉल आ जाएगा, नो मैटर व्हाट विल हैपन. ठीक है, तो इसके बेस पे हम डिसाइड करते हैं कि विच एप्लीकेशन और विच वर्क इज इंपॉर्टेंट. Depending upon that, you have to set the priority. So there are 4 levels of interrupt priority available in this microcontrollers. Now, if we are talking about the non-volatile programs and data memory, we are talking about non-volatile memory. It means that it will not destroy when power is switched off. Data will be as it is. It is 64 kilobit of in-system programmable or ISP flash memory program. 64 kilobyte flash program memory is available, and also 4 KB EPROM is available. Nowadays, whatever we are using the ROM in your laptop, in your phone, all are using ROM. But the ROM definition is read-only memory. But nowadays it is not like that. You can delete the memory in the ROM itself. You can delete the data in ROM itself. So that's why we are going to using EEPROM, electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. तभी क्या होता है कि हम हार्ड डिस्क से डेटा जल्दी डिलीट कर लेते हैं, पेन ड्राइव से डेटा जल्दी डिलीट कर देते हैं. इट विल नॉट टेक मच टाइम. लेकिन जो पहले के केस में ऐसा नहीं था. पहले के केस में जो रॉम आती थी उसको आप डिलीट नहीं कर सकते थे. दिस डेटा विल बी डिलीटेड थ्रू द मैन्युफैक्चरर. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज ऑपरेटिंग कंडीशंस. एवरी आईसी इज हैविंग ऑपरेटिंग कंडीशंस, आइदर इन टर्म्स ऑफ वोल्टेज और इन टर्म्स ऑफ टेम्परेचर. So this is 2.4 volt to 5.5 volt VCC voltage range. You can't supply more than 5.5 volt. Otherwise it will burn out. And if you are providing less than 2.4 volt, then it will not operate or it will not perform. The temperature range is minus 40 degrees centigrade to 85 degrees centigrade. Sometimes if you are doing programming with ICs in a lab for any microcontrollers, what will happen if you switched on continuously, लगातार उसको ऑन करके छोड़ दो, वो क्या होगा, ICs after 1 hour or 2 hours it will give the wrong result. If you will go some days in the lab, you can able to check that. Okay, so that's why if you are continuously doing on position, what will happen, this IC will be heated up. After heating up, it may be give the wrong result. Practically ऐसा करके तुम देख सकते हो, ऐसा होता है, चेक किया मैंने. Okay, so now you can see the pin diagram of this 89L52. Okay, so these pin diagrams, Basics 8051 is also having 40 pin IC. This is also having 40 pin IC. So what is the difference between this microcontrollers and previously whatever you studied in the previous semester in that microcontroller? See that there are 4 ports there also. There are 4 ports available here also. Sorry, not 4 port, 5 port. So you have to study only these 4 lines. 1 and 3. 1 plus 3, 4. Since you have to study only SPI port of that. Okay, so we will discuss the SPI port on 89LP51RD2. Now the pin number 2 is there. That is called P1 point pin, SS/T2EX. Okay. Pin number 6, P1.5, MISO CEX2/MOSI. P1.6, pin number 7, it will work at MISO CEX3 SCL. And P.17, pin number 8 is called plus SCK CEX4 MOSI. So this is a function of the pins. See, every pins having a dedicated function in that. You can check that P1.0 is T2, ECI, CEX0, CEX1, CEX2, RXD, TXD, INT0, INT1, T0, T1, WR, read bar. Okay, so all pins having maximum pins having a alternate functions also. But in basic 8051 it is not there. So that's why this is a more powerful. Now we will see about these 4 different pins. How can you use them? Why I have to study 4 different pins? Since SPI interface you require 4 wires. That's why if you want to connect any device with SPI communication protocol, then you need 4 pins. So we will discuss pins one by one. All 4 pins about that. So first you see that in SPI communication protocol there are 4 pins. So I will write the name MOSI, MISO, clock pins and SS lines, SS or CS pins. These 4 pins are available. So you have to know about what is the function of these pins. As already I discussed, so if better you can go through the previous lectures so that it will be easy to understand. Now I will discuss that. P1.1, pin number 2, that is called P1.1. P1.1 means port 1, bit 1. Okay? P1 decide that port 1, P2 decide that port 2, P3 decide that port 3. So P1.1 means port 1, bit 1. So what is the meaning of bit 1? So P1.0, this is bit 0. P1.1, this is bit 1. P1.2, this is bit 2. Okay? Why? Since port is also having 8 bit size. So P1.0, P1.1, P1.2, P1.3, P1.4, like that. Okay, so there are 8 different bits are there. That's why I am telling that bits. Now SS. SS indicates that slave select. Actually, when you are talking about the SPI communication protocol, in that master and slave will be there. So when slave will be selected, means when slave will be activated through the SS lines, it will activate. Or this line is also called as CS, chip select or slave select. Okay. So that's why P1.1, it is user configuration input output port. Now you can see that this P1.1 is also using the general purpose input output. All ports is also available for general purpose input output. So here I am talking about only a specific purpose. Okay. So user configurable input output port 1 bit 1. T2EX. It is also called as timer to external capture reload time input. There is no need of this pin, but this pin also behave like that. You can interface with the timer 2 also. So it's written. Now the main purpose is for this application is used as SPI slave select. Whenever you want to select the slaves, you have to activate the slave. For activating the slave, you have to supply the 0. Why? Since slave select lines is an active low signals. So whenever you will provide 0, it will active. When you provide 1, it will deactive. So same way, you have to see the pin number 6. Pin number 6 is P1.5, that is called MISO. So P1.5 is also user configurable input output port 1, and it is bit 5 since it is 1.5. So that's why I am telling bit 5. When you are going to write the programs, you can directly write bit 0, bit 1, bit 2, bit 3. Port 1, bit 0, port 1, bit 2, like that. This also work out. No problem in that. So now, with the help of these pins, see that in the here you can see in the P1.5, MISO and MOSI both are there. It means that these pins work as a MISO also or MOSI also. So what is the meaning of that? Let us see. MISO means SPI master in slave out. Master in slave out. It means that when you configured as a master, then this pin as an input. When you configured as a slave, this pin as an output. Since MISO pins, you have to define this will work as an input or this will work as an output. So how can you decide that? So this will depends upon the which is ready to either master or slaves, दोनों में से कौन सा ऐसा होगा जो इनपुट का काम करेगा और आउटपुट का काम करेगा. Okay. So when the configured is as a master, it means that this pin as input, or if configured as a slave, this pin is output. It's meaning that you can connect this pin to master also and to slave also. Okay. So now MOSI is called master out slave in. When it is configured as a master, this pin is an output, and when configured as a slave, then pin is an input. During in-system programming, this pin is input. See what will happen. These all the things will be decided by the programmer. तो जैसा आपके मर्जी है उस तरीके से हम उसको क्या कर सकते हैं, कॉन्फ़िगर कर सकते हैं. मतलब इसके पास, इस पोर्ट के पास ये दोनों ऑप्शंस है. ये दोनों ऑप्शंस में से कोई भी हम सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं अकॉर्डिंग टू द एप्लीकेशन. इट विल डिपेंड अपॉन द हाउ कैन यू एबल टू राइट अ प्रोग्राम्स. नाउ द नेक्स्ट पिन नंबर इज 7. that is P1.6, that is called SCL. So P1.6, this is also user configuration input output port 1 and also bit 6 since it is P1.6. So now SCK is called SPI clock. Without clock, no communication protocol will work. So when we are talking about the SPI clock, when it is configured as a master, this pin is an output. When configured as a slave, this pin is input. What is the meaning? Clocks क्या होता है? हमेशा SPI में clocks जो होता है वो masters generate करता है. Slave के पास ऐसा कोई mechanism नहीं है. He will generate the clock. Okay? अगर master clocks generate करता है, इसका मतलब क्या होगा कि ये slave को provide करेगा. तो ये क्लॉक स्लेव के लिए इनपुट हो गया और मास्टर के लिए आउटपुट हो गया. Okay. Next is also work as a MISO pins. So it's also work as a MISO pin. It means master in slave out. Master in slave out. It means that master in represents the master configured as an input. Slave out means slave configured as an output. With the help of name, you can decide that. No need to remember all the things. MISO. So M for master, I for in. Means master in, slave out. So master in, it means that master will work as an input. Slave out means this pin is act as an output for slave. So generally, if you are not declaring anything, so what will happen? You can see in system programming, this pin as an output. If you are not changing this pin, so default it is an output pins. Since clock is always output pins. Okay. So the next pin is pin number 8. That is called P1.7. That is MOSI pin. Or slash SOSCK is written. Okay. So pin 1.7 is user configurable input output port 1 and it is bit 7. Since it is P1.7, that's why it is called bit 7. So MOSI means master out slave in. Master out slave in. Okay. It means that when it is configured as a master, this pin as an output. When it is configured as a slave, it means that it works as a input. So just to remember MOSI, that's it. Master out, slave in. Master as a output काम करेगा, slave as a input. So SCK, SPI clock. When configured as a master, this pin as a output. Always clock is generated by the masters. Okay. So for masters, it is an output signal, and for slave, it is an input signal. Default, when you are talking about the system programming, this pin as an input pin. If you are not configured this pin, then this pin will work as an input pins.